All right, so look, this video is going to be very poorly edited. It's going to be a very rushed video late on this Friday. I'm telling y'all that now. I saw this video and I was like, I got to put out this video real fast to address this because this can be a teachable moment. There's this white guy who's talking to this black guy and he's saying some of he said that black people are the problem with this country, and he's going in on this black guy, and this black guy pretty much had nothing to say but, what? That's crazy. What do you mean? He really didn't have an argument to say back to this white guy, and the white guy got the best of him, right? And when I saw the clip, the people who reacted to the clip, I'm not going to say who they are, I didn't like how they framed it, right? Because my thing is, I can understand how black people can watch this clip and be very upset by what this guy said. I can understand.
You black people are the racists. Y'all do things and you wonder why you're disrespected.
Are you serious?
Playing your music that loud and I can feel it in my car.
Are you serious? That's pretty much the entire video of what the black guy said. There's more that I'm going to show you here, but that's pretty much what the black guy said the entire time. And my thing is, I don't care if the person is white, black, purple, green, who cares what color they are. What they're saying, is it true? Is it not true? Is it facts? Is it not facts? Is that not what matters? Who cares who says it? If what they're saying is true, should be what matter, right? He said you black people are what's racist. I used to think black people can't be racist. I don't feel the way anymore. To be racist means to not like another person or to have hatred for another person solely based on their skin color. By that definition, so-called black people can be racist, absolutely. Now, do we have power? Do we have power to oppress other people? Absolutely not. That's a different conversation, right? But so by that standard, he's right. He said we do things. He said so-called black people do things and we wonder why things are done to us or something along those lines. Listen, the man, that's true too, right? That's true. But here's my problem with this clip, right? For one, he seems to be talking, and you're going to be able to tell. I'm going to stereotype the black guy here for just a sec, but it's for a good reason. He seems to not be the most educated, and I don't even think that's stereotyping. Just based on how this video went and how he was talking, he didn't seem like the most educated person. Right? So I want him to come talk to me like that. Come talk to me like that. Because I'm I'm not only am I educated, but I'm articulate. I know how to use my words, right? And I'm educated in this particular topic. So I know what to say and I know how to defend myself. Because there's several things wrong with this video, bro. First of all, you're generalizing. You're talking about all black people. That's what's wrong with you black people. Black people are the problem with this country. No, black and white people are what's wrong with this country. People in this country, politicians, white, black, it don't matter what color you are. It's not just black people, right? So that right there, I want him to come talk to me like that because I'm educated, but I also like to play loud music too. What does that mean? I want you to come tell me that I'm X, Y, and Z because I'm playing loud music.
And I couldn't even talk to myself.
So you say black people are racist?
Oh, more than white people, no doubt. And y'all are babies. We've had the Vietnamese have been here for 50 years, and they're all educated with good jobs. They don't have all the problems y'all have.
Look, a lot of black people are going to hear him say that, and you're going to get your feelings hurt. Like, oh, how dare you say that? But is he lying? Think about it. Is he lying? The words that he said, the sentences that he said, are those words lies? No, they are not. There are other races, other ethnicities of people, other groups of people that have come over to this country and they have got a lot more accomplished. They're a lot more educated and a lot more advanced than we are in a lot of areas in a much shorter period of time. Now, here's the problem that I have with the video. Here's the problem that I had with what he said. Again, this is why I wish he was talking to me. What he's not going to talk about, and he knows he's going to get away with it, probably because of the person he's talking to. He probably stereotyped this guy and realized that the guy probably don't know his history. He's not going to talk about the why. You're going to talk about black people this and black people that and all this, but you're not going to talk about why a lot of so-called black people are like that.
That's the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all are problems in this country. There's all this shit with y'all burning places and rioting and then stealing other people's property. Do you see any white people doing that?
Yes. Yes, you do see white people doing that. Once again, he's taking advantage of this guy. Oh, I just wish I was there, right? So first of all, you're generalizing all black people. All black people are not like that. Second of all, when you say burning down buildings and all these things, like, let's provide some context, because that was a huge problem that I have with Black Lives Matter, which the organization, the slogan, I support. The organization, I do not support. And this is why, because that's foolishness. Like, what does that solve? But however, he's going to talk about all these things black people do or how they're not educated. Bro, listen to me. You're not going to talk about the why. You're not going to talk about the history of this country. You're not going to talk about oppression. You're not going to talk about things that were done to hold down this group of people, right? I think there's two things can be true at one time. I believe there's a such thing as racism. I believe there's a such thing as, we went through the Jim Crow era. All those things existed, bro. And you're going to act like there's not certain systems and certain people that was in positions of power, not to mention that most positions of power nowadays are coincidentally all held by white people for the most part. Is that debatable? No, it's not, right? So when you talk about that, talk about the why. You're just going to talk about people in their current state and make fun of them and ridicule and insult them, but you're not going to talk about how they got to that point. Now, with that being true and with that all being facts, let's also say that yes, there's a certain level of accountability and responsibility that individuals have to take and have to say, well, hey, there are certain things that were set in place. I may not have had the best home life. I may not have had the best, education system. As we know, a lot of us come from disenfranchised, disadvantaged, right, underserved communities that have terrible education systems, that don't have very many resources. But you have to look at yourself at some point in your life, and you have to say, well, what can I do? What can I control? And how can I be a better person for my children? How can I be a better person for my own life? Right? So I believe both things can be true at the same time. But for you to just sit here and generalize all black people, right, without no context, is disingenuous, right? And he also mentioned how white people, do you see white people doing that? Oh, bro. Bro, my blood is boiling right now. First of all, yes, you do see white people doing that. They just do it differently. Did you hear what I just said? They just do it differently. Just because they're not out on the corner sagging their pants, maybe they're not on the corner selling drugs, but there's a different way that they can do it, right? Maybe they do it in a white collar way, if you will, right? I remember 50 Cent said in an interview one time, he said the difference between the streets and corporate America is that they'll rob you right in your face with a smile. He said, at least in the streets, they gave you the courtesy of being confrontational. At least in the streets, they were like, they'll pull a gun on you. You know that you're being robbed. He said in corporate America, they'll have a suit and tie and they'll do it with a smile on your face.
There's more ruthless people in the business world than in the street. Like they just have subtleties to their tactics. How they do things is more,
Suit and tie.
Yeah, it's not confrontational. It's just, but they're doing it right in front of you. How they're structuring the actual deal and things that they're doing. It's like taking the money for you. Look, robbery, at least it will give you the courtesy of showing you the gun so you can have those anxieties and feel those feelings that you would feel when you're being robbed. They'll do it on a piece of paper where you feel nothing. And just rob you right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same tactics with a different approach. And a lot of them, the people that do this comfortably, like handing the contract, the thing that they're not conditioned for is direct conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And that the circumstances I grew under, I absolutely have to be prepared for it. Like the fighters, they look good after they have 8 weeks of training and they focus their mind for 8 weeks straight. You got 8 seconds in the street. You got 8 seconds to adjust and do what you gotta do.
That's what this reminds me of. It's the same thing, bro. Maybe you're not doing or committing crimes or being delinquents in the same type of way that so-called black people are, but that don't mean that there's not a lot of white people that are criminals. Not to mention that there are many so-called white people and other ethnicities of people that commit crimes the same way that so-called black people do. Do you see white people doing that? Sure, they just do it a different way. And I'm educated enough and I'm informed enough to know that. That's why I wish you was talking to me.
Are you serious?
You see any Vietnamese
I
doing
promise,
that?
I promise. I think I'm dreaming right now. Are you
You're not
seriously
dreaming,
having this
buddy. This is the
conversation?
United States of America, and we're getting tired of this shit.
So what are you trying to say, man?
I think he said it, bro. I think he said, what you mean what he was trying to say? I think he said everything. And you can hear the people who reacted to this video in the background. They're laughing at this because, yes, there's a lot of truth to what the man said. There is some truth to what the man said, right? He said a lot of things that are true. And I think so-called black people, as we know already, have a lot of problems in our community. And I think we are a part of what's wrong with this country. But I wouldn't say that we're the biggest problem with this country. And I think a big part of why we're in this country, a lot of people who are not black happens to be in those positions that got us here. right? And I don't want to make this about a white versus black thing, or black versus white thing, or Vietnamese versus, no, it's not about necessarily about race here. I'm just wanting to point out the fact that this man tried to make it sound like generalizing black people. Like, bro, get out of here with that. Miss me with the BS. I wish I was talking to you. What do y'all think about this, man? Hop in the comment section to give me your thoughts. This got my blood boiling, yo.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.